One of the biggest red flags about Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's divorce is the fact that they have been living apart, completely separated. Now, although the couple made no public announcement about it, this has been confirmed by multiple sources and in multiple outlets. Now, it was first reported on May 16th that Ben had been staying at a Brentwood home all by himself. Then on May 19th, one inside source claimed that they had been staying in separate homes and the tension has been high. And then more recently, on June 28th, it was reported that Ben was moving his belongings out of their home and that the two of them only communicate now to discuss essential matters and updates. And these rumors expose their major marriage problems, which they've been hiding from the world. Now, Us Weekly spoke to someone back in May who said they started having issues a few months ago as Jen had started ramping up work commitments and prepping for her tour. They are on two completely different pages most of the time. Now, apparently around that same time, the couple did not celebrate Mother's Day together, which of course is a bad sign. It was also suggested that finances and parenting have made their issues worse. Meanwhile, another insider said Ben feels like Jen has a hard time feeling satisfied, and that's one of the issues they're facing. Ben is one of the only people who feels comfortable enough to be honest and real with Jen. It's part of why Jen loves him, but also why she's upset with him. Now, unfortunately, it seems like others around them are also pushing for divorce. JLo's mom allegedly told her, "Cut your losses and move on to avoid getting any deeper in this mess." She told her that she's wasted years believing that Ben was some kind of knight in shining armor. But according to her mom, he was not the person she built him up to be. It's taken too much of a toll on her, and because of this, she has lost sight of who she is and what she stands for. Meanwhile, JLo's sisters want her to file for divorce first and get on with her life so she can focus on her kids and career. And clearly, if her own family are giving her this advice, their marriage must be beyond the point of saving. Now, sadly, Ben's breakdown says a lot as well. It's clear he isn't going through the best of times at the moment. While rumors over the end of his marriage seem to be confirmed, the media spotlight that they're going through right now seems to be taking its toll. Now, Ben already proved it a few days ago after losing control and facing the paparazzi waiting for him at the exit of his mansion he shares with JLo in Beverly Hills. Now, he apparently went to pick up his personal belongings, taking advantage of the fact that his wife was on vacation in Italy. Now, one source close to him said, "It's no wonder he snapped, he's on the verge of a breakdown." Now, people close to Ben have been worried about him for a while because of what he's been going through in the past few months. They went on to say that he's in a very dark moment, and when he gets like this, his loved ones can't help but fear the worst. Now, since family has always been a fundamental pillar for Ben, he's now become very focused on his children, and surprisingly found a lot of support from his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner, who has not hesitated to offer her help to Ben, even though JLo is not thrilled about it. Now, apparently Garner always steps in when he gets like this, and she's been visiting him at home a lot to make sure that he's doing well. But again, JLo is apparently not too thrilled that Jen is stepping in like this, since it's well known that she has a lot of rules when it comes to her love life, which includes controlling how often Ben sees his ex-wife. Now, it's been rumored that the actor will be reunited with his ex-wife for Deadpool 3, and a source recently told Women's Day that JLo wants 24/7 access to the set and to be able to drop in unannounced. There are to be no promo joint interviews and/or photo shoots, and no after-work socializing. She wants Ben home as soon as he's done filming. So clearly, she is more than a little concerned about their workplace relationship. And JLo has also always been very strict on her idea of cheating, but she is known to take it a little too far. Now, she actually has a rule banning female flight attendants from her private planes because of her ex-husband's affair with one. And this is a rule that she has in place whenever she travels with Ben Affleck. Now, according to a news article, Jennifer was so angry after finding out her then-husband Mark Anthony had a fling with a flight attendant that she banned women from working on her private planes. Now, the two of them ended up splitting in 2012, but she clearly still carries that resentment with her. So much so that she can't trust these women to be around Ben either. Now, several corporate flight attendants came forward and confirmed that Jennifer brings her own male flight attendant, who is really just her personal assistant. Talk about bending the rules. Now, J-Lo allegedly keeps Ben on a tight leash about other things too. Before they got married, she demanded that he had to be in the best physical shape. Now, after the couple rekindled their relationship, she put him on a strict diet and workout regimen. According to an inside source, when they first started dating, Ben was up at 5 a.m. hitting the gym with J-Lo. Now, she told him this is unacceptable and she expects him to pick up the slack and wants him working out every day and eating right, no excuses. Now, the singer has also put her foot down when it comes to Ben's drinking. She's not a fan of drinking and partying and has always had a strict limit, but she changed this rule completely because of Ben's struggles. But you see, that's the other thing. With all of these divorce rumors going around, it's become very apparent that they are totally different people. While Ben is known as a more chill celebrity, J-Lo is the complete opposite. Now, she allegedly has a rule where she does not allow staff to talk to her directly or look her in the eye. In one instance, when contractors were hired for a job that could take up to a year on her house, they were informed that they were not to communicate with her at all. An inside source said she has made it clear that if any of the contractors, drivers, or domestic help make eye contact or speak to her, she will not be impressed. Now, she doesn't speak to salespeople, restaurant or hotel staff, or flight attendants. She only talks through her assistants. One flight attendant famously exposed her rude behavior. Apparently, when he asked Jennifer if she wanted a drink during a flight, she flat out ignored him, turned her head and told her assistant, "Please tell him I'd like a Diet Coke and lime." He said she wouldn't even look at me. It was sad. She seemed so sweet in her movies. Now, it's no wonder the singer is rumored to be entitled and superficial, because so many regular people have had the unfortunate one-time experience of being snubbed by her. And J-Lo's diva behavior actually goes back decades. Just ask fellow actress Rosie Perez. Now, they met back in 1991 during an open casting call for Living in Color. At the time, Perez was the show's choreographer and Lopez was auditioning to become a member of the dance troupe known as the Fly Girls. Now, her audition was unsuccessful, but Perez saw a star quality in J-Lo and actually pulled some strings to get her in. But after she was in the group, it became clear that Lopez didn't get along with her fellow dancers. According to Perez, she was labeled as a diva right away, saying all the girls were coming into my office complaining how she was manipulating wardrobe, makeup, and me all to her advantage. Perez said she didn't believe in it at first, but then J-Lo screamed at her saying, "I know I'm good, I'm better than any of these girls and you know it." Now, what's worse is after J-Lo left the show and made it big in the music industry, she went on talk shows trashing her former choreographer. Perez also implied that J-Lo ghosted her. She said, "I called her up, she wouldn't pick up. Frustrated, I left her an irate message on her answering machine, and instead of calling me back and hashing it out like friends do, she went on a major talk show and reiterated my lashing." Not to forget the fact that Jennifer also allegedly got a German hotel maid fired for asking for an autograph. Now, the staff member was working at the luxury Melia Hotel in Dusseldorf, Germany in 2012, and she was a big fan of J-Lo and worked up the courage to knock on the star's hotel door to ask for an autograph, but she was promptly turned away. She then claimed that she was fired the day after. She told The Sun, "I am an incredibly big fan, so I took all my courage and rang the bell to get an autograph, but I was rejected by 2 assistants at the door. A day later, the cleaning company that employed me at the hotel called and said that Miss Lopez had complained. I was fired right there on the phone." Now, after receiving a rightful amount of backlash, the pop star wrote on Twitter, "Come on, thought you knew me better than this. Would never get anyone fired over an autograph. First if I heard of this was on Twitter, #hurtful." So clearly she's been a controversial figure for quite some time, and fans are pointing this out now that they seem to be on the brink of divorce. So what's in store for this couple in the future? I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but I think it ends with divorce papers. Well, that's all for our list of obvious red flags about Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's divorce. Are you team Bennifer, or are you hoping that they split once and for all?
So why is Ben calling it off with J-Lo? We've got all the possible reasons why this couple is on the outs. So if you didn't know, it's been kind of big in the news. Jennifer recently launched her album and a lot of other things. This Is Me Now. This was like a self-financed $20 million multimedia campaign. And then she also launched the big film, This Is Me Now, a love story. You sense this? Yeah, it's about the rekindling of the romance with Ben. No pressure. And then you've also got the documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told. Well, until it was told. What was it about? The making of the record and the film. There was also supposed to be a tour, but So when Ben popped up in the documentary, it was to express concern because he didn't want his private love story being used for something he didn't want. Turns out the documentary was named after a scrapbook that he gifted Jennifer for Christmas in 2021, and it had every letter and email they'd written to each other over the last 20 years. I can see why he wanted that private. Jennifer was like, oh no. She showed the book to her producers and songwriters on the first day of making this album, without asking or telling Ben. She's like, it was our Bible, we just left it in the studio. This precious thing filled with 20 years of memories that somebody else wanted private. Yeah, this is all mentioned within the first 5 minutes of the documentary, and right out of the gate, Ben is not shy about his discomfort. He is shocked that Jennifer would share something so personal with her collaborators and now with the world. Yes, art does come from making something personal, but when you're making somebody else intentionally uncomfortable with your art and kind of violating consent, it's not a good move. So J-Lo did recently announce that she was canceling the tour attached to this whole media run, and that's yet another red flag pointing to a divorce. So while rumors about this relationship have continued to circulate on social media, a source close to J-Lo set the record straight about one item making news: the couple quietly selling their $61 million Beverly Hills mansion. This property has like 12 bedrooms, 24 washrooms, a 12-car garage, sports complex, I could go on and on and on. Thank you Wall Street Journal for all that information. So this place, which the couple moved into about a year ago now, apparently just isn't the right long-term fit for either of them. This is once again from that source. Apparently Ben never liked the house. It's too far away from his kids. Whereas J-Lo was like, oh, it's too big for her. It's too big for the diva. Okie dokie, once again, red flag. So even before the news about selling their home, everybody knew Ben and her weren't exactly living together anymore. And that little tidbit of news was confirmed by so many sources and so many outlets. For starters, TMZ reported on May 16 that Ben was staying at a Brentwood home all by himself. I get wanting space to focus when you're on a job, and he is currently working on a movie, but the timing, little sketch. Now that was confirmed by US Weekly later that same day. Then on May 19th, an Entertainment Tonight source claimed they've been staying in separate homes and the tension has been high. The mother of two was seen house hunting in Beverly Hills without Ben, instead with some gal pals. And if you've been through a breakup, you know you need your friends for support, because apparently he's just focusing on his work and his kids. So he's moved out and they're gonna have to sell that home. Yeah, well, it's up for sale. Look, it's only been a year. Like, I get I've already said this, but it's just, talk about a house flip. So fans were very quick to point out, the pair have been spending a lot of time apart lately. They've been attending a lot of events without each other, other than stuff for the kids, which I get wanting to stay together for the kids. For starters, J-Lo was seen in a casual sporty look when she was showing up for rehearsal in LA, and I get it, he might not have accompanied her to rehearsal, but it was like, little weird. Okay, here's one thing. She was solo for her co-chairing duties at the Met Gala, the big fashion event of the year. Everybody was shocked that Ben wasn't there. Now yes, he was busy with work, but like, he appeared at the roast of Tom Brady May 5th, the night before, which kind of cancels out the too busy for the Met Gala excuse that he was playing with. During one recent outing together, when the pair was out together, it was kind of strained. Neither of them were cracking a smile when they were grabbing lunch. They've also appeared tense during previous outings. Let's see, they went to St. Bart's. That was a heated discussion. Cameras caught them, they were fighting. Just months before that, in September, which is last year folks, we're going pretty close here, Jennifer was seen looking very tense as she sat in the passenger seat of a car alongside Ben as they drove around LA. And they also raised eyebrows when they were seen attending the premiere of The Mother together. Now this was J-Lo's movie. So they were posing on the red carpet, you know, everybody's going like, okay, picture, picture, smile, smile. Well, Jennifer had a frown on her face and she was gesturing towards Ben and he looked angry. Yes, there was a lip reader that did clarify that it wasn't an argument, but it looked like one. So after they were snapped having their very tense conversation, they soon reverted to Hollywood mode. They had the big grins, they had the little kisses. It was just like, So what did the lip reader confirm? Well, J-Lo asked Ben if her low-cut top was showing too much. And he's like, no, it looks fine, honey, which, doesn't sound cute. Now later when they got their posing and they were all cutesy, he was like, oh, don't worry, babe. And it's like, okay, what are we worrying about? Now Jennifer seemingly responded by saying, come close to me, which, like, if you've gotta guide yourselves together, not good. So J-Lo actually has a habit of being a bit of a diva, like a big one. Whereas Ben is not exactly a diva himself, which which might be a cause for a split. You wanna know how big of a diva JLo's been? Once, she had somebody fired for being a fan. Now this was a maid in a hotel room. She was just cleaning. This was in Germany during JLo's 2012 World Tour, and she was a big fan. Her name was Prey, by the way, and she tried to ask JLo for an autograph, and then 2 of JLo's assistants stopped her. Soon after, Prey was out of a job. Yeah, the cleaning company that employed her called her and said, Ms. Lopez complained, and she was fired over the phone because of asking for an autograph. Now, JLo denied the claims with a tweet being like, come on, thought you knew me better than this. Would never get anyone fired over an autograph. First I heard of this was on Twitter. Well, if that isn't enough to prove JLo's behavior, we've got more. There was an old interview from like ages ago, and she wasn't speaking too well about all of her colleagues in the industry. Now, for context, JLo is a multi-hyphenate. She's a dancer, she's a singer, she's an actress. Well, way back in the day, she had this to say about Gwyneth Paltrow. She was like, tell me what she's been in. I swear to God, I don't remember anything she was in. Some people get hot by association. I heard more about her and Brad Pitt than I ever heard about her work. JLo even had stuff to say about Madonna, being like, do I think she's a great performer? Yeah. Do I think she's a great actress? No. Acting is what I do, so I'm hard to run people when they say, oh, I can do that. I can act. I'm like, honey, don't spit on my craft. Well, when JLo said this, she'd only done Selena and Anaconda in terms of acting roles, which like, not something to be bragging about. Personally, don't think she's a strong actress. According to a lot of JLo's former staff members, she's earned the nickname Pay Low because she paid her staff about 50% less than they could find elsewhere. And this has been going on for years. If we're talking like 2003, back around the first time JLo was with Ben, so they had a big win and Ben was like, okay, here's a $2,000 tip to the dealer. But before the dealer could actually grab the reward, JLo snatched it up and dropped $200. And what's her reasoning for paying everybody so little? She's like, well, I had to work hard for my money, so should everybody else. Like, it's just so embarrassing. Like, if she had to work hard, shouldn't she try to make it easier for others since she knows how hard it is? Cause like, it just gets worse over the years. One more story on this. In 2012, reports surfaced that JLo demanded that staff working for her don't make any eye contact with me. Don't speak to me. This was while she was having work done on her San Fernando Valley home, and she demanded that none of the helpers, none of the drivers, the contractors, nobody interact with her. And also, when she's flying first class, don't bother her. Even if you're a flight attendant just trying to do your job. Apparently there was one time where a flight attendant offered her a drink and she just like did not acknowledge him. She said to her assistant, please tell him I'd like a Diet Coke and lime. Which like, so rude. So her relationships have always been in the spotlight. She's been in like, I don't know, several high profile relationships that have made headlines. From 2004 to 2011 she was married to Mark Anthony, they had those twins, and then in 2017 she was with former New York Yankee Alex Rodriguez. Now here's where the diva control issues come into play. Apparently she would only consider marrying A-Rod if he agreed to a list of demands. So he couldn't talk to anybody under the age of 40, any woman under the age of 40, which gross. And also, she wanted a guarantee that he won't let himself go once they get married. So we know that marriage didn't work out because she's now, well, maybe married to Ben, but what rules did he have to agree to keep her happy? So Ben was actually recently spotted out on an outing with former wife Jennifer Garner. They were seen earlier this week talking together. Jennifer Garner appeared relaxed and casual. So like, is he still pining for his ex? Or is he looking for advice on how to break things off with JLo? So with Ben and JLo constantly working on their own separate projects, time and distance can be making the heart grow colder instead of fonder. According to insiders, JLo was reportedly throwing herself into work, which has always been an outlet for her to stay busy and distracted. So yeah, she has been busy with a lot of press tours for Atlas and The Greatest Love Story, so it seems like she's coping with marital issues by focusing on her career. Ben feels like she has a hard time feeling satisfied, and that's one of the many issues they're facing. He's also one of the only people who feels comfortable enough to be honest and real with her. It's part of why she loves him, but also why she's upset with him. And finally for today, it seems like the duo are just regretting how rushed the marriage was. A lot of insiders have been non-stop dishing about what's been going on, and one source from Page 6 is a lot. So this was somebody connected to Ben, and they noted that if there was a way to divorce on grounds of temporary insanity, apparently he would. He feels like the last 2 years were a fever dream, and he's just come to his senses now and understands there is just no way this is going to work.
Bennifer divorce rumors are picking up steam, and it's not hard to see why. Separate homes, solo vacations, and missing rings are flipping the script of the greatest love story never told. Here are the top 10 secrets that destroyed Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez's marriage. Does Ben Affleck secretly hate JLo's level of fame? A recent interview with Kevin Hart has just shed some light on this debated topic. Hart's Peacock series, Heart to Heart, is a talk show that brings on A-listers to showcase their true self. Affleck was the A-lister for the
season 4 premiere. A good choice considering everyone wants to know what's been up with him lately. People have been wondering if Affleck secretly dislikes his wife's level of fame. He certainly didn't help his case when he said it was effing bananas, which could mean nothing. Although he is right to say it, JLo's fame level is off the charts. In context, the actor had been telling a story about him and his family when they were in NYC and on their way to a Broadway show. However, due to bad traffic or something, they had to get out and walk the remainder of the way to the theater to make sure they were going to be on time. Affleck recalls that once out of the car and into Times Square, people immediately reacted to JLo, running backwards to get videos and pictures and screaming. It was, as Affleck claims, effing bananas. If Affleck does hate JLo's fame, he is trying to keep that under wraps, finishing off his story saying his wife was amazing. Sometimes secrets between couples are a good thing, and it can be a serious breach of trust when those secrets get shared without one party's consent. That's exactly what happened between Lopez and Affleck when JLo shared the love letters Ben had written to her, and he didn't find out until it already happened. Affleck is a very private guy. That has been made abundantly clear over the years. That means he is also not one to share many comments about his personal relationships. That doesn't mean he isn't a romantic. He clearly is, if the love letters he wrote for JLo are anything to go by. However, it seems that in his perfect world, we would never know about these love letters, especially not the content in them. But once those letters left his hands for JLo's, he lost control over who reads them. JLo let some musicians read the contents of the letters in hopes it would inspire them. This happened while filming the documentary about her movie. Ben allegedly had no idea this was going to happen, which some people say is a serious breach of trust. Even though Affleck appeared taken aback, he seems to have accepted that it happened, and that if JLo wants to call the film the greatest love story never told, the letters about said love story should probably be in it. Affleck hates the spotlight, old news. JLo loves the spotlight, also old news. Opposites attract, but there is only so long people can go on pretending they enjoy something they secretly hate. Affleck has been making it clear that he would prefer to be out of the picture rather than in it. Back at the 2023 Grammys, Affleck made it quite clear he didn't want to be the center of attention that night, leading to a clip of a small disagreement between him and JLo going viral online. The couple were on camera in the first place because the host, Trevor Noah, was doing like a little bit right beside them. It was impossible to not have the couple in the shot. In the viral clip, you can see Affleck lean forward to whisper something in JLo's ear, something she clearly didn't like, as it looks like she's angry with Affleck, says some stern words, and lightly hits him on the chest before turning back around, realizing where the camera is, and smiling. People were quick to comment on this interaction with things like "free Ben" and "Affleck looks miserable." It was causing such a ruckus that Affleck actually ended up clearing the air in a later interview. He shared that the interaction was simply another edition of him being camera shy, saying, "I saw Trevor Noah and I was like, oh god, they were framing us in the shot, but I didn't know they were rolling. I leaned into her and I was like, as soon as they start rolling, I'm going to slide away from you." To which JLo's response was apparently, "You better effing not leave." So she was actually a bit upset with him because he didn't want to be on camera, which could mean nothing in the long run, but if we are looking at the long run of this couple so far, this seems to be a common theme. Ben Affleck's recent home switch has many turning heads. Him and JLo were living together in a mansion they purchased in 2023 for $60.8 million. Now it seems Ben has either moved out or is simply spending some time in a different mansion. The rental the actor is staying at is notably closer to where his ex, Jennifer Garner, lives, which could mean nothing. It also could mean he just wants to live closer to his kids, especially with so many milestones happening, like his daughter's graduation, for example. People are still keeping a close eye on said rental, hoping to get some info about what is going down, or maybe if JLo is staying there too. Some would argue no, after the incident at Affleck's daughter's graduation party. Affleck and JLo attended together and were seen leaving together in his car, heading back to the rental. However, once they got there, JLo was not sticking around, allegedly getting out of one car and into the next before presumably heading home. Now photos of the couple's $60 million mansion are back on Zillow. Nothing has been confirmed yet regarding whether or not the couple is actually selling their property, but the secret photos are an interesting move. Speaking of spending time apart, it looks like Affleck is hanging around making headlines in LA right now, while JLo is off vacationing in Europe. If JLo wanted to keep this mini vacay on the down low, it is not working. Photos have hit celebrity gossip sites of the singer on boats taking selfies because she looks great on a boat in Italy. I think we would all snap a few selfies in that situation. Notably, JLo's husband, he's not there with her. This absolutely might be due to a work-related reason. Affleck does seem quite busy between his current projects being filmed and running Artist Equity with longtime partner in crime Matt Damon. Sources that claim to be close to JLo have given some insight into why Ben and JLo might be apart right now, saying Jen loves vacationing in Europe during the summer. It's been nice for her to experience a change of pace and have some breathing room. So it seems like maybe JLo just needs some time away, which could mean nothing. The source confirmed that JLo is having a good time with her girls, doing the kind of stuff that is allegedly not really Affleck's scene, like staying out late, getting dressed up to go shopping, dancing, and things like that. The source confirmed that all that isn't really Affleck's thing, saying that's never really been Ben's scene, even when him and Jen weren't having any issues. They did clarify that though Affleck is not there with his wife, JLo isn't letting that dampen her vacation, which, good for her, she's partying the night away in Europe, she should be feeling her best doing that. It's come out that JLo allegedly has rules that Affleck must follow, ranging from some that align with Affleck's lifestyle already, and a few that are unexpected, at least to the public. Some rules that Affleck allegedly must follow that he was probably already doing are working out and not smoking or drinking. One of the newer, surprising rules are no female flight attendants on their flights. When the public found out about this little secret rule, people were quick to call JLo controlling and overbearing. However, there might be a reason JLo allegedly has a rule like this. A past ex of hers, Mark Anthony, allegedly had an affair with a female flight attendant. Ben Affleck has been caught without his wedding ring more than once, which is not a good look amid rumors of divorce. Just a few days ago, the star was out to lunch with his oldest daughter, and NY Post reports that he wasn't wearing his wedding ring, which could mean nothing. One time that Affleck was seen without his ring definitely did mean nothing. The Accountant 2 is in production right now, so Affleck has been filming for that for the past little bit. While on set, he was spotted without his wedding ring, but as I mentioned before, they were filming. The missing ring likely had more to do with filming the movie than anything happening in his personal life. He was seen wearing it the next day as he headed to work, so he is really keeping people on their toes with this one. One big secret everyone wants to uncover is why Affleck and Lopez have been attending some events solo. It's a big mystery everyone wants to solve, and the official statements from the stars are making some people more suspicious than anything else. The biggest event JLo attended alone would have to be this year's Met Gala. The singer was a co-chair for the event, but showed up noticeably single. She looked great on the carpet as she headed in to host the biggest fashion event of the year, but people just couldn't shake that Affleck wasn't there beside her. The official reason given by a rep for Affleck was that he was filming The Accountant 2 in LA and just couldn't make it out. An unofficial statement comes from an alleged friend of Affleck's that he maybe opted out simply because he hates the Met Gala and it's not his scene. What is interesting is the day before the Met Gala, Affleck was present for the roast of Tom Brady, even giving a speech. Many wonder why he was able to get time off for that and not the Met Gala. Though they are on completely different sides of the country and he was already in LA, which could mean nothing. When it came out that JLo not only tries to control how much Affleck tips those in the service industry, but also will secretly exchange larger tips for smaller ones, people were in disbelief. Multiple people have shared their encounters serving JLo and Ben in some way on TikTok, leading to some pretty viral videos. Most stories have one thing in common: JLo is not fun to serve. One former casino employee claimed in a video uploaded to TikTok that JLo would either encourage Affleck to leave smaller tips for employees, or if he'd left something big, circle back later and exchange the tip for something smaller, likely without her husband knowing, but not always. In one particular instance of this, Affleck was allegedly present when it happened and allegedly looked mortified. Now some servers claim Affleck doesn't tip at all anymore, which could mean nothing. Is it possible that Affleck has been keeping his true feelings about his marriage to JLo under wraps? perhaps? It looks like if we trust a recent source that has come forward claiming that Affleck said his marriage to J.Lo was made in a burst of temporary insanity. This source has single-handedly caused the most drama for this couple over the past few months, and with claims like Affleck has come to his senses after years of being in a fever dream regarding his marriage to J.Lo, it's not hard to see why. The source spoke to Page 6, saying if there was a way to divorce on grounds of temporary insanity, he would. He feels like the last 2 years were just a fever dream, and he's come to his senses now and understands there is just no way this is going to work. Now that's quite a big statement to make, and it could mean nothing, but the way Ben and J.Lo have been acting for the past few months has led to this source gaining validity every day. But what do you think about all this? Let us know in the comments section. Have a great rest of your day. The greatest love story never told might be headed for disaster if the Bennifer divorce rumors are to be trusted. Here's why Ben Affleck gave up on his marriage to Jennifer Lopez. Multiple sources close to the couple have told various celebrity news publications that J.Lo and Ben have very different views when it comes to keeping their private life private. J.Lo likes to engage with their fans, sharing behind-the-scenes videos and personal stories. Affleck appears to like the opposite, keeping personal matters personal. The public found out J.Lo violated Ben's trust in a big way back in February. While filming the documentary that was about J.Lo's movie, there was a moment in the doc where J.Lo had invited a bunch of musicians to come and view the love letters Ben had written to her. She did this because she hoped the letters would inspire the musicians. Turns out Ben had no idea she was going to do that. Many people were quick to point out how strange it was to share such personal items, especially since the person who wrote them had no idea it was happening. Ben did appear taken aback, but acknowledged that if J.Lo was going to name the film The Greatest Love Story Never Told, maybe the letters about that love should be in it. In more recent appearances, J.Lo and Ben seem to be flying solo more than usual. Currently, the two megastars are each working on separate projects. J.Lo was in New York for a while to film Kiss of a Spider-Woman, as well as promote and walk some carpets for her upcoming film Atlas. Plus, she was co-chairing the Met Gala. She's a very busy woman. One would think, though, that her husband, Ben, would want to support his wife while she co-chaired the biggest fashion event of the year, but he was nowhere to be found. Maybe he wasn't invited, or he had other filming scheduling conflicts, or he wanted to wear a black suit but didn't want to get roasted for it. We will never know. Affleck has been filming a new movie, the sequel to his 2016 film The Accountant, for the past couple months. It's likely he would have been filming right around Met Gala time. We know that Ben prefers to not be in the spotlight much. Perhaps the actor just didn't want to step onto such a big carpet because he is not one to enjoy the attention the way Jennifer does. But J.Lo isn't the only one stepping out alone. Ben does have an appearance of his own where he flew solo. The night of the roast of Tom Brady, Affleck was in the audience, noticeably without Jennifer, which caused a lot of raised eyebrows. J.Lo isn't the only piece of the marriage Ben has been seen missing. Some have spotted the actor out, but missing one important piece of jewelry, his wedding ring. Affleck was seen not wearing his ring while on set for his new film, The Accountant 2. Multiple celebrity news publications reported he was seen stepping in his trailer without it. Now, there might be a very easy explanation as to why he wasn't wearing the ring on set. He could have just been filming. Likely, he can't wear his personal wedding ring in the film, so it makes sense he would take it off. People have just been keeping an eye on Affleck's hands ever since he stepped out without the ring, so yes, this has happened a few times. It's been alleged that Affleck has been trying to hide his ring finger when paparazzi are around. Then there was also that one time he allegedly didn't have it on while at a recital one of his children was in. Is there a possibility that his ring was getting clean? Of course, but fans are still skeptical of the situation. J.Lo seems to consistently be wearing hers. The couple have been spotted sharing tension-filled conversations in public multiple times. Maybe the Batman actor has had enough, especially if he is the type to value his privacy. The most public possible disagreement between the couple happened at the Grammys. The moment has been immortalized on the social media platform X by user Chicks in the Office. They posted a video of the moment with the caption, "Someone please check on Ben Affleck." The video, it's about 30 seconds long, and it features host Trevor Noah sitting beside the couple. Trevor Noah was directly beside the couple and actively hosting the Grammys at the time the couple was having the disagreement in the clip. Maybe they didn't notice the cameras were on yet or something. Maybe it was a bit. In the clip, you can see J.Lo speaking to Affleck in a way that looks like it could be a bit of a stern tone. As the camera gets closer, J-Lo lightly hits Affleck's chest before giving him a displeased look and turning away, looking frustrated. Affleck is also looking a bit frustrated himself for the remainder of the video. When J-Lo turns and realizes where the camera is, she starts laughing and smiling again. Ben offers little half smiles, but mainly keeps a straight face. This isn't the first or the last time the couple have been caught in a possible disagreement in a public setting. There is the infamous car video where J-Lo gets in the car and Ben appears to slam the door after. Then there was the maybe fight on the red carpet for J-Lo's 2023 movie The Mother. The point is, we've seen this before. It was a big press day when the news dropped that Ben allegedly said his marriage to Jennifer was a decision made of temporary insanity and that he is finally coming to his senses. Comments like that make it seem like the star is out of the honeymoon phase. A source close to Ben Affleck dropped this shocking confession. Speaking to Page 6 about this famous couple's marriage, they said, "If there was a way to divorce on grounds of temporary insanity, Ben would. He feels like the last 2 years were just a fever dream and he's come to his senses now and understands that there is just no way this is going to work." Since the shocking comments dropped a few weeks ago, more and more people have started watching the celebrity couple's every move, and more celebrity gossip lovers have tuned in for any catastrophic developments. For as long as Ben and J-Lo have been dating, there have been infidelity rumors. Facts are unique and have people wondering if Affleck waking up from the self-proclaimed J-Lo fever dream has Affleck missing his ex, Jennifer Garner. Allegedly, he's been spending more time with his ex-wife, Jennifer, allegedly spending time at her house. The pair do share 3 kids together that live at Garner's house, and it's been reported that Garner is up for a big role in an upcoming Affleck film, so there's a few reasons why the couple might be spending so much time together. Some sources have provided a different outlook on the reason why the former couple might be meeting up. Sources claim that Garner is encouraging Affleck to work through any problems in his marriage and is really rooting for them. J-Lo has shown some entitled behavior in the past few months, and Affleck might just be over it. At the Met Gala this year, J-Lo was caught on camera acting coldly towards a reporter. As she ascended the Met Gala steps, a reporter J-Lo was passing by asked her who she was wearing. With barely a glance to the side, the singer responded, "Schiaparelli." The clip was uploaded to TikTok, and pretty soon the comment section was full of people calling J-Lo out for the rude interaction. Then there was also the clip from her documentary that went viral. In it we can see J-Lo talking with members of her team about her movie. A choreographer is needed, and J-Lo wants the best of the best, Derek Huff. Only he isn't available because he is in a wedding right around the time when J-Lo would need him. It came out later, when the clip was viral, that the wedding he was in was his own wedding. People were quick to call J-Lo out for acting entitled and appearing to push Derek to focus on her film when he should focus on his wedding. Later, Derek revealed that J-Lo actually changed her own schedule around to accommodate him and not the other way around. J-Lo's behavior towards those working in the service industry and her demands might have Affleck questioning his relationship. Multiple people have shared their encounters serving J-Lo in some way, and most stories share something in common: J-Lo is not fun. One former casino employee claimed in a video uploaded to TikTok that J-Lo would either encourage Affleck to leave smaller tips for employees, or if he still left something big, circle back later to exchange the tip for something smaller. In one particular instance of this, Affleck was present when it happened and allegedly looked mortified. J-Lo also allegedly has a rule that she does not want any female flight attendants on her flights. However, that is likely because her last husband cheated on her with a flight attendant. J-Lo's summer tour may have been causing strain on the couple's relationship, at least that's what some have gathered based on the statement released regarding the tour's cancellation. J-Lo just shocked many of her fans when she announced she was canceling her This Is Me Now tour live. What makes the cancellation even more shocking is how close it happened to the official start date. It was supposed to start June 26 and carry out through the summer, with the singer visiting major cities throughout the US and Canada. It's shocking for an artist to cancel a tour like this so close to that start date. Typically by this point, many of the tour preparations would be in the final stages of completion, people would already be hired, so what happened? A source revealed to People that J-Lo is devastated to call off the shows. They further shared some details about J-Lo's personal life that might have led to the cancellation, saying, "Life is a lot right now. As sad as she was to cancel the tour, she's also relieved. She needs to take care of herself. The decision was something that her team encouraged. Everyone is supportive of her focusing on family right now." An additional statement on the singer's website echoes this. The bit about focusing on her family life is what celebrity gossip lovers have focused on, many wondering what this might be implying about her relationship with Ben. Was the singer focusing too much on the show or spending too much time in rehearsals? It's a shame the tour had to be cancelled, especially since JLo seemed so excited about it and was even making plans to bring her children along for the July portion. JLo did release her own statement about the situation on her website, writing, "I am completely heartsick and devastated about letting you down. Please know that I wouldn't do this if I didn't feel it was absolutely necessary. I promise you I will make it up to you and we will all be together again. I love you all so much. Until next time." Rumors have been circulating for the past few weeks that Affleck has moved out of his and JLo's home and into a rental. Is the Batman star tired of living with his wife? The rental mansion in question is reported to be incredibly expensive at $100,000 a month, but that might be nothing to the actor though, with his net worth reported to be somewhere around $150 million. The house, it's massive at 10,000 square feet. Though the price tag might seem steep, apparently the house really used to be rented at $300,000 a month, so Ben is actually getting a deal here. Rumors have been surrounding this house and the actor for weeks now. Allegedly, the home in question is very close to where his children would be, which means it's very close to his ex, Jennifer Garner's house. Garner allegedly visits Ben at the home, pops waiting outside the house, once caught a couple snaps of her. More recently, it seems JLo has visited the home, but didn't stay long. The Daily Mail reported that the couple attended Ben's daughter's graduation party and afterward drove off together to Ben's rental. However, allegedly JLo didn't stick around once they got there, getting out of one car and then swiftly in another and driving away. A move that has definitely caused confusion for outside observers. Since this moment, it's come out that though the couple wore big smiles in the photos going into and out of the event, inside they were a bit cold to each other.